We are in Tempe once again. This is part 2 of the vlog tour, and I'm in the upper northwest corner of Tempe. Not the northwest corner, but below the 60. So about split in half where the 60 is Tempe north and south. We're going to be covering just a very specific area of Tempe today. We're going to cover square feet, how long houses are sitting on the market, a lot of the data. We're going to spotlight about 3 different properties in these different areas. And then we'll just talk about the market, how it's going. It's changing very quickly. Make sure to subscribe, stay tuned, and we're gonna jump right into it. Before we get into it too far, make sure to reach out to me if you have any questions about any properties, what kind of videos you'd like to see on the channel. Love to help, that's what I'm here for. So just reach out to me. And with that, let's get going here. This first property is right behind me here. We're gonna drive around too. I'm gonna put the camera on my car and we'll show you kind of what, so you can tell what the areas look like. There's even an area that we're going to drive through with, there's lakes. Arizona's not, or Phoenix is not known for water, but we'll see a little of that today as well. Like I mentioned, we're starting just below the 60, west of the 101, little pocket right by the Optimist Park area. There's numerous areas we're going to walk through or drive by more or less today. Starting of these 29 properties, 2 of them are actually in Chandler because the southern border is a little jagged, and I just drew a little square. Gives you a little bit of an idea too that as you get into the Chandler area, how things do change a little bit. The bottom of the pricing, $299,500, up into all the way $1.995 million. It's quite a variety there because there's some areas of Tempe, as you'll see today, that even have horses and large, huge lots, and there's the smaller areas, even like this area we're starting in right now, a little bit smaller condo type of area. We will highlight house or houses, townhomes, that sort of thing on these 3 that I picked out. And then the square feet, ballpark is right around the 300, 315 in that area. You're usually pretty safe from all the different properties I've been walking through recently. 227 to 539 is the average of these 29 properties. 2 to 6 bedrooms. You're right about the 3.5 bedrooms if you look at an average. 1970s to 1980s is about the time period. What I like a lot too is there's a lot of the arches, just this unique 70s kind of style. It's unique for me. That's why I like it, rather than just a cookie cutter concept that you'll find in maybe some of the outer tier suburbs. And then you have no HOAs in most of the areas, which is a little bit unusual for the Phoenix area. If you get into Scottsdale, you're going to see a lot of that in Phoenix. A lot of the neighborhoods down to Gilbert, Chandler, a lot of HOAs, which can somewhat limit you if you want to rent the house out, that kind of thing. But it also helps you, of course, and keeps things very uniform, and there's the pool and the maintenance and all that kind of stuff. The average days on the market, 73 days for these 29 properties. Like I mentioned, there's even a lake area. We're going to drive through that. So some of the neighborhoods that we'll see today, Optimist Park, which we're at right now, and that's divided into like northeast, southeast. There's like directional little quadrants too. South Tempe, just below us a little bit. Deva LakeShore. Tally Ho Farms is the large area where you'll see, I think even one of the houses on this tour is listed as yes for horses. And the zip codes that we're looking at, 852 if you're curious, 82, 85283, 85284. And it's just the bottom of the 82, the north, as we just a little bit north of the 60. And then the couple in Chandler, that's 85226. So if you're quizzed at some point on zip codes for Tempe area, you're going to be able to pass that test. We are driving down the block of this first property on Minton. This is listed at $394,900, built in 1973, just coming around the corner here. It is right at $311 a square foot, 1,734 square feet. It's a townhome, and that comes in at, it has a community pool as well. And it's 11 days on the market, and the HOA is $400 a month. So that's one thing you always have to consider in your budget if you have the HOA, you know, what are you getting for that? And a lot of times it makes sense, and sometimes it's, again, like up in Scottsdale, it can be quite high. It can be several hundred, $600, $700, $800, $900, could be more than that. But so that's always something to consider. So we're just cruising down Country Club Way, passing the Fuller Elementary School, on our way over to location number 2. Coming up on a house that's just pending. I walked through it a few weeks back. This is on Sesame Street. This one for about $575. A renovated house. Really, they did a nice job in that house. Sesame Street. Feel free to make your jokes here. 1, 2, 3. Ha ha ha. Church across the street here. So we're pulling up on the property on Watson. And that property is built in 1979, 715,000, 2,100 square feet, no HOA. There is a pool. There's about 2/3 of these properties that have pools, so that's always a big, huge benefit in the sun, in the desert. And then that's coming in at about $337 a square foot, 75 days in the market. So that's been sitting a little bit. This property on Watson actually went down from $749. So I've seen bidding wars now here in Tempe.
Now. South Garden April at 142!
And that's changed quite a bit from several months ago. So when just when you think you have the market figured out, there's our property we want to look at right there. So we're on the block right behind the Minton, not the Minton, but the Watson property, the second property on the list. I'm just highlighting. You can see the look and feel, pretty well kept yards. Even some lawn, some green grass, which you don't see that often, but people do still keep that up so they can enjoy a little grass. So there's my archways again. Notice that. Big tall palm trees, cactus, cacti. Looks like some work is being done on this house, so that's always a good sign, is the houses are being very well kept up. A lot of these houses have very similar layouts and builds. And then we have a park coming up, so great for families. Very close to ASU, the airport, all the things, because it's one of the first tier type of suburbs. Is you don't have to go sit out in traffic that long to be able to get to where you need to go. We're pulling up just 6 minutes across town where we were, so not that far at all. Another school, baseball park here. Get a little bit of the feel of the neighborhood over here. This is the school, passing Marcos de Niza High School, just on the left. You don't see that on camera there, but we're pulling up to this property. And this property is listed at $520,000, built in 1973. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, $314 per square foot. It has no pool though. This is the Stanley property coming up here. $520,000, no pool. A lot of these properties have the double garage. Very seldom you'd find the triple garage unless you move up in price range. They are available. And then there's a lot of them that don't have the garage and have the tuck under, but I've seen some turn that into a garage, just put the walls up and for a little extra storage and protection. We're getting on LakeShore Drive, and just a few blocks north and a few blocks from where we were is going to be the LakeShore area, which is really unique because Tempe is not known for water. Phoenix area, lakes, and just in a few blocks it changes very quickly and there's LakeShore property. And people love LakeShore property, especially when you don't see a lot of it, so drives the prices up just a little bit as well. Let's take a look to see what we have over here. You can see a little park bench sort of thing, some flowers, and just behind there is the water. We'll drive around and get a little bit better view. Perfect day here in Tempe. This would be really appropriate for me just to sit on this park bench here right by the water as we end today's video and the little mini vlog of part of Tempe. Lot of great areas, a lot of great houses, parks, all kinds of great schools over here. So Tempe has a lot to offer, and then again, you're close to ASU. You have that always going for you, so that the values are always going to really be attached to a big, strong university like that. There's a lot of industry here, a lot of stuff going on in Tempe. So until the next video, make sure to subscribe and reach out if you have any questions, specifically with Tempe, maybe other areas in Scottsdale, Phoenix. I cover a lot of the East Valley specifically, touch into some across the West sometimes, but purely focusing on, or mainly focusing on the East Valley. So reach out if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.